What will happen to your people if you do not get the protection that you're asking for?
Well, what will happen is that the prospectors and the farmers and the loggers will start to move onto our land, and that there will be fighting. And I don't want to fight with them.
He's on the front line with his tribe, and I believe he's fighting a battle for me. I believe he's fighting a battle for my children and my grandchildren too, because if the forest goes, then it's just a pile of dominoes, and everything falls.
This is our little...
Before we do that, we tie
Yeah,
it
it's
on
mine.
that.
Actually, it's not mine. It's a friend of mine who's letting me use it.
Each dancer will dance and pray to God through this tree.
That was it.
We're going to get this out by 4.
Tie it onto this tree, and the tree goes up.
I love it.
And then on it, infuses us with water. On the third, fourth day, we give the water back to the tree. Don't take any.
How many interviews have you done today?
I don't know. We've been on the road for 2 weeks and
Just crack.
I lost count. Yeah, sure. Are you going to ask me something, or are you just going to ask Rowney?
It's mainly round.
Interpreting, are you?
But it's your brainchild very much, isn't it? Really through the cutting.
Do you want me to mic him up? Yeah?
Yes, because you're interpreting.
Okay, yeah, fine. Can you throw this inside your t-shirt? So I can go
What's your?
Yeah.
Splendid.
Excellent. Right. Okay.
I want to see your film.
Tá tudo gravando agora.
Do you speak Portuguese yet?
Me? I've got you a great razor. But it's got no batteries. No batteries. You pull it.
Não precisa bateria. Ele tem que não precisa bateria.
Fantastic.
Muito melhor.
It's for you.
You
It's
have
a
it?
present for me. I got it up. You want it now?
Yes.
Later, after the interview.
Ok, depois agora da entrevista ele vai dar para você.
But you have to give me something, Rowney. Rowney, you have to give me something.
Você tem que dar uma coisa para ele.
It's got to be a trade.
Move slightly to the... Come sit
Para mim também você tem que fazer um presente para mim. Estou esperando há muito tempo.
No, you got to excuse me. You can go here. Sit. Pronto. Message that you want to get across to the people who are going to be watching this program.
O que você quer falar para o pessoal que está olhando a televisão agora? Por que você está aqui?
Estou querendo que o pessoal daqui, ele tem que me ajudar, dar dinheiro para conexão do demarcação Mato Verde.
I want the people that are watching this program to help me to give us some money, give money to the foundation so we can demarcate the land where I live.
And how will it help if the land where you live is demarcated?
Como que a demarcação vai ajudar vocês?
Dinheiro que ajuda.
Mas como a demarcação para quê? Por que precisa demarcação?
Precisa demarcação da terra direitinho para não acontecer mais problema do fazendeiro, garimpeiro, madeireiro.
We need to demarcate the land so we don't have any more problems with the farmers, the gold diggers and prospectors and the loggers.
Are your people and your family and the tribe that you lead really threatened by what's happening in the Amazon?
O seu povo está em perigo agora? Com madeireiro, com tudo isso, um perigo para você agora?
Perigo. Perigo por isso que eu estou pedindo apoio para mim demarcar direitinho, para não vai acontecer o problema.
We are in great danger, and this is why I've come here such a long way to ask you help to protect our land so that there would be no more problems.
What will happen to your people if you do not get the protection that you're asking for?
O que vai acontecer com o seu povo se a gente não demarcar a terra?
Aí vai acontecer o que? Um garimpeiro, um madeireiro, um fazendeiro, vai entrar, não vai entrar. Aí começa a briga. Então eu não quero brigar com um fazendeiro, um garimpeiro, madeireiro.
Well, what will happen is that the prospectors and the farmers and the loggers will start to move onto our land, and that there will be fighting. And I don't want to fight with them.
Are you sad or optimistic about the future of your people?
Você está triste com o futuro do seu povo ou você está com o coração alegre com o futuro do seu povo?
Porque a terra não demarcar direitinho, eu estou triste com o meu povo para vai acontecer o problema do garimpeiro, madeireiro, fazendeiro. Essa é a minha preocupação, né?
Yeah, I'm very worried and I'm very sad because of all these problems with the miners and the loggers and the farmers.
Even if you are able to protect the land, do you think the culture and the identity of your people will remain intact?
Você acha que se você proteger a terra de você com demarcação e tudo, você vai também assim proteger a cultura ou vai acabar a cultura?
Não vão acabar a cultura do nosso Caiapó.
We cannot let our culture die, the Kayapo culture.
Tem tanta meu parente já perdeu cultura, já perdeu a vida, perdeu tudo coisa.
So many of our relatives of other tribes have already lost their culture and they have lost their life, they have lost everything.
Agora é nós sobrando uma índio Caiapó, sobrando que não está misturando ainda, não tá perdendo costume, não está perdendo a cultura.
Now we, the Kayapos, we still have our culture. We are not losing our tradition. We are still pure Indians.
There's many things that we've heard Sting tell us that he admires about your culture and your people. Having visited here, is there anything that you particularly admire about Sting's and, well, the British culture, the British way of doing things?
O que você acha da cultura do inglês, ou a maneira de viver, como vive o povo aqui? O que você acha?
Então, eu acho que é separado, né? A cultura do inglês é outro, a cultura do outro também.
He says we are different people. The culture of the English people is different than the culture from other people and is different from our culture.
Eu estou pensando que o brasileiro, ele pensa também deixar nós separados para não caçar mais com índio. Índio vai caçar com o povo dele mesmo, o branco vai caçar com o povo dele mesmo. Essa coisa é muito importante para mim.
It's also important in Brazil that the Brazilian would respect the Indians and they would leave the Indians lead their separate life. So if the white man wants to go hunting, he should go hunting with his people. He shouldn't come hunting with us. And the Indians should go hunting with the Indians. We should stay separate.
Sting said after he'd visited you that it had changed his life and the way he saw civilization. Do you think this visit will change your attitude?
This is what?
You're the same. Do you think this visit will change your life?
O Sting falou que depois que ele foi conhecer você, mudou a vida dele um pouco, o pensamento, a cabeça dele mudou quando ele conheceu você. Agora ela quer saber se a sua cabeça mudou quando você vem aqui.
Como mudou?
Isso é a mesma coisa.
Não, sempre minha ideia, meu pensamento é sempre assim, direito.
My thinking is always the same. It's very straight. It's not changing.
Não pode mudar a cabeça.
I can't change my mind.
Minha cabeça meu pensamento é direito.
Yeah, I think straight.
Quando ando em outro lugar, é amigo. Nós estamos gente, mas nós não somos bichos. Nós estamos tudo gente, mesma cara, mesma coisa. Porque eu estou usando a cacacô, minha cultura do minha avó, meu pai.
We are different people, but we are all people. We all are people. We are the Indians. We are not animals. We are people just like you. If I use a plate in my mouth, it's just because it's my custom. It's a tradition of the Kayapo people.
Thank you very much.
Bueno.
Good luck. Yes, I will talk to them, but I just would like to say from my organisation, good luck with your campaign. and we would like to help by making a donation. If you could
Oh yeah, you are?
say that.
Hey! Ela vai dar dinheiro, falou. Quanto dinheiro? How much you gonna get? And when? Nambikwa.
Could you
He's
just-
calling you a friend.
Thank you very much.
He's in a good mood, you should go on.
Vai comigo.
Why don't you ask him about the diseases that are coming into his land? Why don't you ask him about the alcohol? Why don't you ask
what
him
other
about...
threats are there that are happening in your land and to your people? What are you frightened of happening?
Que você, sua preocupação com o povo, o que é, você pode falar um pouco a doença, desse problema, a bebida, tudo?
É problema quando o branco vai, sabe que vai chegar mais, entra mais, né? Aí acaba mato, acaba terra.
When the white man comes in, if we don't protect it, he finishes off the land, he finishes the rivers and the jungle.
Aí vai pegar doença para meu povo, né?
Then my people will catch diseases,
Aí não tinha remédio, então...
and we have no
vai morrer.
medicines, so we all die.
É por isso que eu estou preocupado com a terra.
That's why I'm so worried about the land.
Eu queria demarcar a terra direitinho, para não vai acontecer o problema. Quando eu vou descer, eu vou embora, eu vou morrer, que algum vai no meu lugar. Então, mato vai toda a vida para tranquilo.
My main concern is that we protect the land so that there will be no more problems. So when I go to the sky, when I die, then someone else will take my place, and you would not have the problems that I have now, that everything would be in peace.
É minha ideia é isso.
That's my idea. And the spirit is protecting you. O Imprere está com você, né?
É, e Pereira estava comigo até agora.
He says the spirit, he has a protective spirit, it's always with him.
También, mi también.
Pereira
Espírito.
cabem mramri, Pereira cabem mramri, clá. Por baitik pram mei, Pereira cabem mramri, clá. Mei Pereira ne ipumu.
That he was calling on the Great Spirit to protect us.
Has this experience, well, you said it's changed your life, but can you sustain it? It's such an, I mean, it's clearly so intense and it requires so much of you. How are you going to sustain this?
I don't know. I think that the way he speaks is so fundamental and it's so pure, and there's no mask to it. It kind of disarms you. And when you ask to do something, you have to respond. You have to say, "Okay, I'll do it," no matter how impossible it seems. You know, I think he's changed me totally. I mean, I used to think about culture in the past, you know, or civilization being the TV or computers or something. But now I realize that the real civilization is to live in your environment, not destroy it. And these people do it. We don't.
Why is this relevant to people who usually are moved by the Hillsborough disaster or
I think
Zeebrugge?
that,
How can we have? What relevance is this to?
Well, this man's
people?
been fighting this battle, this ecological battle, for 30 years. You know, he's been on the front line. He doesn't have an office in Brasilia. You know, he doesn't have a staff. He's on the front line with his tribe. And I believe he's fighting a battle for me. I believe he's fighting a battle for my children and my grandchildren too, because if the forest goes, then it's just a pile of dominoes and everything falls. You know, I don't want to be in the front line of this battle, but to go there, to see it at first hand is a very powerful experience. And it puts everything else in the shade a little bit. You know, I haven't sung in 6 months. I love singing, but I want to do this at the moment. But sustaining it, I don't know, sustaining it's difficult. It's up to everybody else watching.